A young woman had just come of age, but she had never experienced the joy of a wedding. Instead, the groom's family forced her to shave her head, and from that moment on, she was confined to her room for an entire year. She wasn't allowed to step outside until she had given the man a child. In their world, women held no social status at all. Ironically, once they reached adulthood, they could no longer marry freely. Meetings didn't take place at the man's home either. Instead, they happened in places like supermarkets, where girls were displayed like products. The man's family would walk through, choosing them as if they were items on a shelf, and once a girl was selected, she had no right to refuse. Mia, however, was considered fortunate. The man who chose her was the most famous jeweler in town. Not long after, a priceless wedding dress was delivered to her. As she looked at the dreamlike gown, she couldn't help but feel special. For a brief moment, she believed she might be the exception. She held onto a young girl's fragile hope until the day she finally met the man who would become her husband. The very first words he spoke sent a chill through her. Almost every sentence revolved around his mother. It was obvious that he depended on her completely. Even though Mia felt a deep sense of unease, she said nothing. She buried her emotions and kept them hidden. By the second day of their marriage, everything had changed. She was taught that a woman must obey her husband, and that this obedience had to be absolute. During her period, she wasn't allowed to see him and had to remain separated. After 15 days, she was required to undergo a full cleansing ritual before she could return to him. That night, Mia was taken to the place where the cleansing would happen. A full page listed every step she had to follow. She had to scrub beneath each fingernail, making sure every inch of her skin was perfectly clean. Only after completing all of this did the real ritual begin. An attendant led her into the next room. After a thorough inspection of her body, she was finally allowed to move forward. Only then could she step into the water. Standing before him, she was required to recite the entire Bible. Only after that could the cleansing be considered complete. When it was over, she returned home for the final step. Her long hair had to be shaved off completely, as a sign of loyalty to her husband. Mia cried until her voice was gone, but she had no power to resist. All she could do was stare at her reflection bald, unfamiliar, and force herself to accept what had been done to her. But even worse things were still waiting. Her husband relied heavily on his mother. After a year passed without her becoming pregnant, he reported everything to her, even sharing the most private details of their marriage. His mother was furious. She blamed Mia entirely, accusing her of failing as a wife, and soon brought the matter before the whole family. Under that crushing pressure, Mia finally broke down. She longed for comfort from her husband, but instead, he chose to stand by his mother's side. After enduring countless painful methods, Mia eventually became pregnant. At last, she was carrying a child. But on that very same day, the man she had married chose to abandon her.